My name is Larry Ellison. I am a drag performer in Philadelphia. My drag name is Sakura Allure, and you can find me at Sakura_Allure on Instagram.
Walking heels wasn't a struggle because I used to play with my mom's heels when I was younger, so I got that down early. I discovered drag from a drag queen in DC, my first gay club experience. She was the first drag queen I saw. I don't know, it was enticing. I was like, oh, what's that? And I kind of just took off from there. I started drag in 2011, just kind of going out in the club scene for a bit. I didn't really start performing until about 2 years after. When I first started drag, my confidence level was like, whoosh, and I looked horrible. I mean, it didn't matter. Now it's good, it's fine, but I'm more aware of things, I feel like, than back then, like 7 years ago. I was like drunk and walking around, didn't care about anything. Wigs falling off, shoes broke, oh my god, it's a mess. Drag for me, it's just really a way to express yourself. I don't really have any key definition for it. Just freedom of expression. One of the biggest misconceptions, I would say, that we want to be women. That's not really the case. It's fun dressing up as a lady or a woman or however you see it, but I don't really have any intentions on being transgender or changing who I am. Many queens have said this before. Drag is something I do, it's not who I am. My drag, it's very cosplay driven, very sexual, somewhere between cosplay and sex. Most of my inspiration comes from old video games, nostalgia stuff from my past. I started cosplay and cosplay conventions before I even started drag. I started this back in like high school. I would used to go to Otakon because I lived in Maryland at the time and it was in Baltimore. I would do that every year. Dress up and go with friends, and we used to perform in the masquerade. I did that for a while. Still do it now, but not as much. RuPaul's Drag Race impacted drag definitely a lot. Before, unless you like went to or a part of the club scene, drag wasn't really something that you saw. But nowadays it's drag brunches, prides, and drag queens are everywhere. It's also given a platform to kind of show different types of drag as well. So I think people are starting to understand that more. There's not really many cosplayers. I mean, people have like cosplay themed shows, but it's not really their like get up. It's just temporary. On Drag Race, there's been Fifi and Dax, and even then it wasn't strictly cosplay. I've applied to RuPaul's Drag Race twice so far. The application process is very stressful. There's a lot to do. You have to submit a lot of looks, videos. You have to do 2 lip sync performances. There's a runway portion you have to do. There's 3 Snatch Game characters you have to do. Over the years, the application has gotten smaller, but even as of now, it's still pretty intense. My plan, if I got on, is to do every look somehow incorporating a cosplay look. So, like, evening gown, I would either do Zelda or Peach for, like, the final look. A lot of people now only really support Drag Race girls and not really the local queens in their area. That's been a problem. I don't think you need to be on RuPaul's Drag Race to be successful, but I think it definitely makes it a little bit harder to get yourself out there. Social media is very important to have, which is sad because I hate social media, and the only reason I have it is because I do drag. But it's very helpful to your craft, to developing your character, getting your name out there. I mean, if you're talented and you're good at what you do, nothing's really going to stop it. The ideal drag queen should have sewing ability, makeup artistry, some sort of dance ability, and just creative instinct. Creativity is probably the biggest key when it comes to doing drag. In my childhood, I did ballroom dance, so I got the dancing kind of thing under my belt from the beginning. Makeup was a struggle. It took me a while to really get it down, but I think I'm there now. And just the creative processing thought, kind of just a skill that you either have or you don't. If you don't sew and you don't make your stuff, drag can be very expensive. But that's why I sew and make myself, so I don't have that issue too much. But then again, materials are expensive depending on the fabrics you get. Rhinestones are expensive. when you're like embellishing a whole gown. So either way, it's expensive. Really being comfortable with yourself is the biggest struggle. A lot of people, you can tell when they're on stage or just like walking around, they look or feel uncomfortable, and just having the confidence to walk out dressed the way you are is what I feel people don't really take notice to. Advice I would give, I would say follow your own instinct. It's okay to be different and do what you want to do, but also put time and effort and money into your craft, because although you're doing your own certain thing, everyone needs to develop and get to a certain level. For the future, I think drag is probably just going to be more mainstream. As the years has passed, it's just being more adapted to drag. Like there's more brunches, there's drag race, there's drag conventions now. I just feel like it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
My name is Larry, and at night I am Sakura Allure.